Hey, what's up, family? Oh my God, listen. So I'm driving on my way back from Chicago. I had a fabulous day today. I met some of you guys, some of my Alpha Slice family. It has been amazing. Thank you very much for your time. So listen, this video is gonna be one take. And because, you know, I'm driving, I still have like 30 minutes, and you know, the sun, it's almost the golden hour, so the light is amazing on my face. So I said, listen dude, I'm gonna grab my camera, talk to you guys a little bit about immigration, right? So if you are not into immigration, you want to skip this video, be my guest, all right? But listen, how to immigrate to the United States. I'm gonna start with my Indian nurses, all right? India, listen, this is no secret. You know, a lot of you are eager to come to the United States, and I do understand that 100%. But listen, retrogression is a pain in the butt, and you guys have retrogression of around 8 to 10 years. So if you apply for immigration, if you pass your NCLEX and your IELTS, and you know, like, no staffing agency is gonna sponsor you. So if you got a job some way, it's gonna take you, your I-140 to be considered is gonna take you 10 years, all right? So my best advice is look into immigration to Canada or Australia, right? So do not think about the United States, all right? China, Japan, there's a lot of retrogression. Philippines, maybe a year of retrogression, right? So listen, so for everyone else, right, if you are a nurse overseas and you want to immigrate, number one, you need to apply for a CES report. And you know what, let me take that back. My advice is that you pass your English test. You can do IELTS and you can do TOEFL. So make sure you pass your IELTS first before you even think about starting, you know, the process with CGFNS. That's my advice, personally. For the past 2 years, I had a lot of experience with international nurses, and a lot of them just want to stay on speed limit. A lot of them, you know, they apply for CES report, apply CGFNS exam, pass their NCLEX, and then apply for a staffing agency, and the staffing agency is gonna request IELTS exam before they even start with the immigration process, right? Before they even send you a contract, right? So listen, so this is the case. Do your IELTS. Once you pass your IELTS, you've got 2 years to pass your NCLEX, right? So you have a lot of time. That's my advice. Number one, get your IELTS, pass your IELTS. Number two, apply for a CES report, right? There's 2 routes that you can take. You can apply for a CES report or apply for a CGFNS exam. My advice is that if you are like an A student, you're so confident that you can pass your NCLEX, I would say go for CES report and then, you know, apply for the NCLEX. Best states to apply for the NCLEX are Colorado, New Mexico, and Massachusetts, right? Those are the 3 states because they do not require a social security number. All right, but if you are someone who is not an A student, I'm not talking about an experience, I'm talking about at school, nursing school. If you are an A student, right, you go for CS report and NCLEX. If you are not an A student, this is what I would like you to do. I would like you to apply for CGFNS exam, all right, CGFNS exam, apply for that. Because you can do a CGFNS exam in your own country, right? So for example, I am Lebanese. If you're from Lebanon, you can do CGFNS in Lebanon. If you are in Jordan, you can do CGFNS in Jordan, right? But if you want to sit for your NCLEX, dude, you need, I mean, what you're gonna do is you're gonna travel And NCLEX can only be done in like one of those countries like India, Philippines, London, United States, maybe go to Australia, go to South Korea. But there's a lot of travel expenses, and you don't want that. You don't want to travel, pay for airfare, hotel, food, all those kind of stuff, and then freaking fail, right? Because you're so cheap to invest in an NCLEX webinar. So listen, you don't want to pay all that money and then fail, right? Unless you want to take my crash course. So if you want to take my crash course, listen, I've got a deal. I'm giving 2 courses for free and 2 ebooks for free when you sign up for the 4-week crash course. But that's another topic, right? So listen, let me put this here. My hand is getting tired because of this tripod camera and microphone. But anyways, so what you need to do, you need to sit for your CGFNS exam, right? How to apply for CGFNS exam, you go to cgfns.org and you apply for the exam. They will send you 2 documents. One you've got to fill from your nursing school, and the other you've got to fill from your licensing board, okay? Once you fill those, you're gonna put them in an envelope with supporting documents, and you're gonna send them back. You're gonna mail them back. Mail, not email, mail them back to CGFNS in Philadelphia, right? And then when you pass your CGFNS exam or your CS report is issued, what happens next is that you will apply for the state that you want to get licensed in, right? Number 2, so you're gonna apply for your license, right? And I mean, in the state of Illinois, you pay $98, and then what happens? And then at the same time, listen, a lot of people do this mistake. At the same time, you want to go to the Pearson VUE website. Go to the Pearson VUE website and pay your NCLEX fee, which is $200. Apply for the NCLEX RN and pay $200. Then what happens is that when your CS report or your CGFNS certificate is issued, it will go to your preferred state, right? And then the state, once you pay the fee, in the state of Illinois, it's $98, they will send you for background check. They will send you a mail for a background check, right? So you do the background check, and then there are different centers. If you are in the United States, there are different centers where you go and do the fingerprinting. And if not, you can, if you are international, like you're living overseas, then for every country they have different process. But you know, you can call your your state where you're gonna get the license, and they can send you documents or a form where you need to go to, like maybe police department in your country and get police clearance, right? So that's what you're gonna do. And then those fingerprints will go back to the state. I mean, in my case, like state of Illinois, and then the state of Illinois will send you, or the state of Illinois, I mean, once you get the fingerprints, both will be notified, the state of Illinois and the Board of Nursing. And then the Board of Nursing will email you authorization to test. All right. Then you get the authorization to test. Then you can sit for your NCLEX. Again, when you sit for your NCLEX, listen, dude, take it seriously. Don't say, I mean, even A students. Let me grab this here. Even A students, you need to study. Like, you cannot underestimate the NCLEX. The NCLEX is a totally different monster. So make sure you study for your NCLEX. And then when you study for your NCLEX and you sit for your NCLEX and you pass it, which what I would recommend is that you do that on your own, right? Unless you literally don't have the money and you don't know how to get the money, right? Then go get sponsors from agencies, and but that's a long process. It might take you a year to sit for your NCLEX. But if you're gonna do it on your own, dude, like within 3 to 4 months, you can sit for your NCLEX, all right? So, all right, so the light is not as good right now. So once you pass your NCLEX, you go and apply for staffing agencies. Staffing agencies like Avant Healthcare Professionals, Passport USA, Peyton O'Grady, you've got Westways, there's a lot of agency, and you can Google them and read some reviews about those agencies before you sign up, right? And then you apply, you submit an application, they will review it, it takes a month or so, and then they will send you a contract, right? Once they send you a contract, don't be a smart ass and say, oh, I need to check with the lawyer, oh, they didn't give me much. Just sign the freaking contract. Sign the contract, send it back, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna apply, if you already have the NCLEX and the IELTS, they will apply for a visa screen, which costs around $450, I believe. I think $450. And when you get your visa screen, or they will apply for a visa screen, but at the same time, they will get your I-140 petition ready, and they will send it. Once they send the I-140, it's gonna take them 3 to 4 months to hear back, right? Listen, so now it's 2019, and President Trump, there's a lot of restrictions on immigration, right? Not skilled immigration though, but you might get RFE, which is a rejection for some reason. Sometimes it's because documents are not updated. Sometimes your staffing agency didn't put the new tax forms or the new tax tax documents or whatever. So they do update them, and then it's gonna take another maybe 2 to 3 months to get a reply back, right? So when you get rejected or denied for your I-140 once, that's normal. Don't sweat about it. Don't lose hope. Don't say, oh my God, I was rejected. Oh my God, I studied for my NCLEX and IELTS and I did all that and then I got rejected. That's fine, totally fine. Don't worry about it. That's normal, all right? So that's what's gonna happen. When you get your I-140, then it's time for the National Visa Center, which is NVC, right? The NVC process, it takes another 3 to 4 months. And then what happens is that when you hear back from NVC, you're gonna hear back via email. They will send you an email. And in that email, they will tell you your US embassy interview is gonna be in 2 months, and they will give you a date, all right? Then after 2 months, you go for your US embassy interview and you sit for the interview. Basically in the interview, they're gonna ask you questions like, who's your wife, who's your kids, how long have you been married? They'll ask you about your job, previous jobs that you worked, how long did you work there, when did you graduate, what's your license, stuff like that. They just wanna make sure that you are the right person, right? And all documents match, and the dates and the names and stuff like that. And once they do, they will issue your visa, no problems, all right? And then your staffing agency will bring you into the United States. And if you're working with a staffing agency and your visa is EB3 visa, then you get a green card the moment you step foot in the United States. You get your green card. And after a week or so, you'll get your social security number, and voila, you become a permanent US resident and you start working in the United States. So I hope this has been helpful. This is a process. I made multiple videos in the past about this. Listen, if you like this video, it gave you value, a little bit of information, share it on your Facebook, share it on your social media, and if you know anyone who needs some NCLEX help or failed NCLEX before, they're frustrated, about to give up, refer them, tell them about NCLEX webinar. And if you don't know about NCLEX webinar, maybe you should go visit the website nclexwebinar.com. all right, listen, love your faces. Until next time, be an alpha slice.